My name is Mike Sa, and I'm a persecuted Christian, a total individual. Why do I say I'm a persecuted? Because I'm a Christian being persecuted. So that's I'm not saying it's a spiritual phenomenon. The issue is I'm a Christian being persecuted. I'm a target of state persecution here in Sweden where I live. So I am the target of a secret persecution program called Gang Stalker to individuals, which has Swedish state involvement. And the police have been a major part of the harassment and targeting that I've seen being a target individual. So I'm a target individual targeted with gang stalking. Gang stalking is real. Most online tiers are not. In this video, watch party, I'm going to show you some of the videos that I have of police interactions as a target individual, where I've been. Remember, the government doesn't want the word about gang stalking individuals to get out. Instrumental in my work to expose gang stalking has been using Chuck Lagerberg's website, like pick up the torch, understand? Chuck Lagerberg was a real TI in America who's dead now, and I suspect he might have been murdered by the program. Okay. And I'm not going to get it too deep into that. Let's stay on topic. We're going to play videos of the police approaching one in public. Now, I think it's kind of interesting. So, what have I been doing for years on YouTube? Go live. I'm getting the word out about government tyranny, gang stalking, persecution. And how I've been doing this, like I'm about to go down to the supermarket. Every time I go out in public, I get harassed by this persecution program. So part of it, protecting myself, make it harder for the persecution program to target me, is live streaming. Okay. Before I started live streaming in public, I was targeted harder, not in public. And how we do this, like Christian target video, like Mike's out target individual, Sweden, and I would copy a paragraph of text from Chuck Langberg's website, target video, and a link to the website. It'd be the government doesn't want the word about gang stalk target videos to get out. But if it does get out, the word sound crazy on Earthplay. And then a link to his website. So that's part of how we do the IRL streams, killing two birds, one stone. Make it harder for the program to target me intensely when I'm in public because they don't want to help make my case that I'm being targeted by a secret program. So that it puts people up to harass me. And I'm getting the word about it with the description of itself. Okay. So I have videos. Go live. The government doesn't want the word about gang stalk to get out. So what am I doing when I go live like that? I'm getting the word about gang stalking in Sweden. Okay. And what does the Swedish government act like the police force? Like they don't like me getting the word out by live streaming, IRL streaming as a TI. They show up and hassle me and create stress and be like, hey, Mike, do you understand? It's a stressful thing to be pulled over by Swedish police. And you don't have to be guilty. It's like your grandma, who's like a church lady, she sees sirens, like a cop car turning, and let's go. They might get stressed. Now, you know what makes you more stressed? If you've been threatened by Swedish police before, as I have, and a Swedish police officer told me after harassing me for like a 30-minute abuse session, harassing me, and I've also seen the cops. So why would I have a reason to get stressed when the cops show up? Because I have credible reason to fear for my safety. Not fear necessarily, but to feel like they might hurt me. Why? Because their behavior has shown me that they are corrupt, not honorable, not noble. I've seen them break the law to hurt me before, to show up, stop, and frisk illegally, where it used to be for sure that they illegally they cannot just stop a random citizen and go, we're going to check your pockets and check your ID card. But they've done that to me several times over the years. We go, I walk, somebody taps on the shoulder, it's a plainclothes police officer. Yeah, we're going to check your pockets, your ID card. And I go, am I suspected of a crime? No, but we're going to check your ID. And they start digging in my pockets, get my ID card, and pat me down without me being suspected of a crime, which is like, it's like they have to have a reasonable in America now, reasonable for search and seizure to check your car. They have to have reasonable suspicion or stuff like this. So before I started live streaming, it would be like they show up, we're gonna check your car. And like, am I suspected of a crime? No, we're gonna check it anyway. See, so it's like that's the type of stuff that cops have been doing to me. Where it's like if I go to like Advokat Massi, like a Swedish YouTube lawyer. He has videos that's like the cops are not legal enough to check your pockets or your ID without a good reason or something like this. And once I see them, it's like I know for years it's happened several times. I'm outside walk, the cops show up, we're gonna check your pockets, your ID card. And I go, am I suspected of a crime? Am I being detained? No, no, no. But it's like they still check my pockets and pat me down. And they don't tell me because we suspect you of a crime or somebody called in, said you they saw you doing this. Nothing. Just we're just gonna do it, okay? Secondly, one of these times where because I had PTSD from the persecution program and agoraphobia, this before I healed myself. I'm an overcomer. So I used to avoid going outside in broad daylight because there's more people outside. I used to have agoraphobia and like PTSD, CPTSD. I've overcome that, which right now I go out in public in daylight sometimes to shopping. See? Now, years back, before I got active, okay, on YouTube, I was like reeling with like PTSD, CPTSD, agoraphobia, like extreme anxiety. I couldn't be out in public, but I had like panic attack of anxiety. So I would do my grocery shop in the corner store at night. Why corner store? Why at night? Because it's more exposure. I'd be out in public for a longer time, go down to the supermarket. There'd be more people in there, so it's just more stressful. So I'd be like, wait until it's dark because it's less people out shop when it's dark. So there'll be less people in the store, and I go to the corner store because it's like just a 2 minute walk from where I used to live. Because I go there, do grocery shop in the corner store for like as long as possible, hurry home, and be like, it's been real stressful. And the program works to give towards PTSD, CPTSD. Okay. So now, when that was happening, it happened. I come from the corner store here, and I get my grocery bags there, and I go where I used to live, another apartment complex, and they have a parking lot and a bench. So it's like I go put the grocery bags down the bench, sit down to have a smoke before going up. Okay. There is a cop car that just happens like the frequency of me encountering police is like you think I'm living in Chicago or New York or something like this. There's like a small town in Sweden. So other people don't see the cops that often, okay? I don't have them treated like I'm treated. Now, anyway, it's the point. Like short after sitting down to just have a smoke before bringing my grocery bags up to my apartment, there's a cop car with two female police officers. The third comes here. They see me, they do a U-turn, and I'm autistic, have sensitivities too, and they know this, the program. They park the police car in front of me with the headlights on and step out and start asking me, who are you? Where are you coming from? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Go. Okej, varför då? Vad ska du då? Vad jobbar du med? Vad bor du då? Vad har du varit? Vad heter du? Vad bor du då? Vad ska du göra? Vad jobbar du med? Vad är du då? Vad har du då? Vad heter du då? Vad har du det ID? Kan du visa ID? Okay, like as usual, okay. So it's like the fishing expedition and like how to make an autistic person feel violated and super stressed. Okay, just like says like glaring lights and like pressure on them. Here's the point. And I refuse to give my ID, okay, because I'm a real Christian boy that don't submit to tyrants and bullies easily, okay. So they tell me we want to see ID card, and I know the law, and I go, am I suspected of a crime? See, they go, we want to see ID card. So they ask, where are you? And I've been shopping. So I gave them some, like, okay, but it's like, who are you? It's like, I don't want to talk to someone. Am I suspected of a crime? And they go, no. But I want to know who you're talking with. Can you show your ID card? And I go, no. Am I suspected of a crime? They go, no. But I want to know who you're dealing with. Can you show ID card? It's like, I know this. Like, they can't legally demand I ID myself unless they tell me I'm suspected of a crime or match description of escape convict, stuff like this. It's criminal for them to demand identification unless they tell me, yes, because you're suspected of this crime, or somebody escaped prison, they match your description. We need to check that it's not you or something like this. Okay. So I'm standing on my rights and they go, we want to see a crime. I go, am I suspected of a crime? They go, no. And they don't give me a clear reason for wanting to check my ID. We just want to know who we're dealing with, who we're talking to. Okay. And they keep pushing and pushing. And I say no, okay. I'm not gonna show my ID card unless you tell me by law I have to. So I'm not a sovereign citizen, which some retarded people might try to describe me. Oh, it's like a sovereign citizen. No, sovereign citizens are people that drive a car without a license, and the car's pulled over. It'd be like, you need a driver's license. I don't need a driver's license. Okay, that's a sovereign citizen. A sovereign citizen is not somebody who knows their legal rights according to law of the land and stand up for them. Okay, see, where it's like they don't have the legal right to do what they do. I'm not going to consent to it. See, it's like saying I don't consent to search or seizure or something like this. Okay, or if someone goes, "Can we check your car?" In America, would be the equivalent. If the cops like pull you over to go, "We want to check your car," and you go, "Do you have reasonable suspicion to search my vehicle?" And they go, "No, but we'd like to look inside of it." See, this is the type of stuff that they do pretty much. It's like, "No, we don't have reason suspicion, but we'd like to take a look anyway." And it's like, "Well, am I suspected of a crime, or do you have reasonable suspicion for a crime being made and stuff like this?" And if you tell me that it's like, by law, I have to comply, I will comply. I open the door, let you check. But as long as you're just asking me, pretty please, I'm not going to do it. Okay. See? So if it's like, we'd like to, it's not by law you have to. Okay. See? So it's the same thing that happened once where at the start of the targeting, another, so this is like the theme now is police, while being a total individual, police interactions. When the apartment that I live in, when the gang stalking started, noise harassment around my pub, everything else, um, I had the cops show up at my door. Why? Because a gang stalking perp, question mark, like somebody who's in the neighborhood. It's like I was out smoking, and there's like a person who was a relative to somebody living in the same apartment complex. Like this is the time when the talking started, gang stalking, noise harassment, neighbors acting weird, and things happening. Going to this corner, the supermarket, and people being the harassment. Like the targeting started when I was living over here. Different city, different uh, apartment. So I'm outside smoking outside apartment complex, and there's a guy that walks past and like turns and gives me dirty look and looks at me like I'm King Kong or something like this, and then he goes in, and I go like what or something like this because he's looking at me like this. I'm like what? Okay. Or something like this. Do you understand? Just like, what's the problem? Or something like this. Because he's looking at me like this is a problem. Like look at, understand? And I go like, what? Okay. And he goes, scary thing. Okay. Maybe possibly mud or something, found his breath. And I finished my smoke, go into my apartment. Okay. Later on, it's like, ding dong. Okay. And I go check. It's like, it's blacked out because the standard operating procedure by cops is to counter people. And what is the strategy reason for that? Is for people not being able to shoot them through the door. So if you look through the people, you see a cop standing in front of people. If you have a gun, you can shoot through the door and hit them. So that's part of the reason, like police tactic, by the way, why they black out the people when the cops show up at the door. It's to make it hard for you to engage them with firearms through the door. And it's hard to hit what you can't see. And it's something that you can't see, you're not sure where it is. Okay, so it's like, is it here, here, here? And a lot of times too, if there's a door and cops ring it, they will be standing on the sides of the door. Say they will like knock like this and stand on the sides of the door and possibly have something counting the people at the same time. Same there to make it hard to hit them through the door with firearms. Okay, so that's the reason. Now, anyway, so let's not get brought into strategy and tactics and details of why cops do what they do and things like this. Now, here's the point. So it's like it's blacked out, and I go, "Who is it?" Okay, and it's I may or may not have armed myself because there's people that are outside my door and it's black and I don't know who they are. So I may or may not have been holding a weapon in my hand on the inside of the door at this point. And I go, "Who's there?" And I go, "It's the cops." And I go, "I don't know if it's the cops." It's a male voice says, "It's the cops." Okay. Then I go, um, it's like, what's it about? And I go, "Well, I would like to talk to you," or something like this. And I go, "Well, I don't want to talk to you, so I'm talking through the door, okay?" And I think I might have opened like the mail, that door had the mail still on it. Okay. "I don't want to talk to you. We're talking through the door." And it's okay. And I go, "What would it cost?" I don't even know if you're the cops or not. And then they remove it. So can you let me know that it's the cops? I want to see it's cops first. Like visual PID, visual identification, to verify it's police officers. Now people can buy fake cops outfits too. That's not impossible. That's the point. So it's like they remove it and then he shows like he's got like a patch with the emblem on it. It's like okay, it looks like cops to me. Okay, so it's like at least now I've checked one. It's like okay, I'm reasonably assuming that it's real cops outside my door. Okay, and then it's like yeah, we'd like to talk to you. So I guess the neighbor called the cops. That there's a guy who was acting suspicious of the but whatever. Okay, so his support. And they're like, we want to, can you open the door so we can, I don't want to open the door. And they're like, but we'd like to talk to you. So, no, somebody called us and say, whatever, okay. And I go, do you have a warrant or something like this? And they go, no. Notice once again, I'm not a sovereign citizen. So they didn't say, police open up, we have a warrant for your arrest or something like this, or to search the premises. No, it's like they're like, we'd like to talk to you, open the door. And it's a request, not a demand. It's not an order. By law, you have to. Okay. So I go, well, I'm not going to open it. Okay. And I go, it's like, call a prosecutor or a judge and ask if they give you a warrant. If you don't come back with, I'm not going to open the door unless you have a warrant. Unless you have like the legal right, I'm not going to open the door. And eventually go, I think they might have gone better, and they might not even been calling a prosecutor lawyer. It might be just a superior, like, hey, the guys refused to open up. It's like we got better things to do. It's like, and the possibly commander goes, it's like, well, whatever, okay, let's just leave, okay. So anyway, here's the point. So now some people are weak and they're not Christian warriors. They stand up to bullies and tyrants and willing to risk their life doing so, understand, and physical harm. Because it can be dangerous to say no to police, tyrants, power tripping behind pseudo authority. Okay, that can be dangerous. I'm not joking. As a general thing, I'm not talking specifically about the cops out there, but in general, if people are being tyrannical, bullying, that it can be risky to stand up to them. Now here's the point. We covered that one, okay? So I don't have either of that. So here's the thing. This night, I've gone. I have PTSD, CPTSD. I've gone to, and it's like possibly I have to go to a court case eventually. And the way I've got to keep speaking the truth, and if the government accuses me for uh, what I've been saying, that they want to give me legal trouble for speaking the truth about having been abused by the state and charged with that. It's like that's their decision. I'm not going to like pursue litigation. So here's the point. I had PTSD, CPTSD, autism, and I was avoiding going outside in the daytime because it was super stressful for me, and it's less stressful at night, less people outside. And my PTSD and agoraphobia wasn't as bad if I go out at night when it's dark. Okay, so I had been doing my workshop in the corner store. I come home, sit down at a bench outside my apartment complex. Cop car shows up to the U-turn, park with the headlights shining on me. Come up, start asking me, "We want to see ID card. What are you doing? Who are you? What are you doing here?" Yada yada. And it's like, am I suspected of a crime? No. But we want to know who you are. Can you show your ID? It's like, no, unless you're saying I had to by law, I'm not going to do it. So there's a difference between them asking you and what they have the authority legally to tell you to do. Okay. So if they will go, the cops go, we'd like to look inside your car, you're outside driving. Some people go, oh, right, okay, because the cop asked them to, and they feel like they gotta, and they don't have the balls to say no. Either don't know that it's like they don't have to, or they lack the courage to stand up for the rights. But here's the point: they're used to getting away with uh, things like this. The reason that they go is because sometimes it works. There's a point. Now, if they go, we have a warrant to search your car. It's like they're not gonna ask you to please, okay? They just gotta go. We're gonna do it. We have a warrant. Then where's the point? So they ask for my decal. After like 30 minutes or something, I get irate. I stand up literally. So these two female. I don't need help from D12 to deal with two females. You may try to scratch with Nina. Slim it. It's like they have triggered a song. They said no song. That's a joke. So that's the point. So they have two female cops there, and pressuring me and demanding, make me feel harassed, demanding I ID myself. This is why I'm a total victim, by the way. The reason I have PTSD is because the government's been working to give it to me with this prosecution program. Okay. So they show up and want to see ID, yada, yada, yada. And they eventually, I have a camera in my pocket, a red camera. And I get it, press record, and then I stand up like, why don't you give me? I flip the script on them. I stand up and I go, vad heter du för någonting? Okay, and it's two Swedish police there. And they looked scared. I was like, oh, jag heter Jennica. Hennes röst darrade som ett asplöv. Okay. So I stood up to her, literally, because I felt abused for 30 minutes, or however long it was, like with the bright headlights glaring on me and pushing me ID card, like, am I spectral crime? No, and I will still want your ID card. And it's like it keep make me feel stressed and bullied. And I go like, is this not German? Show me your papers, citizen. It's like, this is Sweden as far as I'm concerned. It's like, you're not supposed to. It's like, I know the law that you can't just demand ID myself unless you tell me I'm suspected of a crime or something like this. And it's still like gonna keep pushing and make me feel uncomfortable, hoping I'll submit. So eventually I have enough, and I'm sitting there the whole time like smoking, and I have a camera, and I get the camera turned on, and I stand up and go, why don't you give me your name? Okay. And I'm filming the badges, whatever. And then I sidestep them, flank them, and go around the car. And then I film the license plate of the car, and they have like a number, unit number of the car. So I'm like documenting because I feel like they're harassing me. It's past the point where, okay, she's like, why don't you tell me what's your name? She goes, I'm like, her name is Jenica, and someone else. And I go film the car. So after being satisfied, give me some information, like filming the badge number and getting a name part of it, me what the name was. Go film the license plate of the car and the registration number. And then it's like I sit down again. Okay. Now, when I quickly stood up and so I don't know what is why I wasn't trying to scare them, but they were act like they were scared. Now that's Now, it's like I would recommend that like women should not get a job as security guards or warriors or police officers, as far as I'm concerned. As my Christian opinion, I believe that that is a man's job. Okay, so Mike Sai is one man being tyrannized by the Swedish state, a Christian warrior in nature, and these two women have 6 P226s, firearms on them, an ASP telescopic baton, pepper spray, cuffs, and like the backup and things like this. And they still act like they were just scared by one man standing up to them and like, enough, I feel abused. I'm gonna start documenting now because I feel like you're doing something wrong. Okay. So it's like, okay. Now I think that it takes more courage to be a Christian man in the restaurant and 4 cops walking with guns on their hips and start bullying me, is what I felt like was happening. And they go, turn off, I go, no. That takes more courage to be one man without a firearm standing up to 4 men with firearms acting like bullies. That takes some courage, okay? Whereas, so whatever, here's the point. I forgot to turn off the chat. I'm going to turn off the chat. Just a moment. Bye bye. Got to turn off the chat. Somebody came in, left a comment trying to steal traffic by talking about a celebrity in the chat. Okay. This is a toxic way to sabotage streams that people do. And a lot of the talking is from people who work for the program. So it's like they're trying to take views away. I think this is a lot more interesting than what happened to some celebrity. Okay. So anyway, that's the point. Recount is from memory. So some of the things we're going to get to playing some videos that I've had since I started IRL streaming as a total video and catching some stuff on tape when the cops show up. So we're going from memory now. So this event, I stand up to them, I film them, and go up and want to give me your name. One that tells me the name. Go to the right, go around the car, film the license plate unit number, and then go sit down again. Now, possibly they felt scared. I don't know, but it's like they weighed in, and then not long after that, there's a bus, like a police van this time. The first one was a combi, so there's a police van now showing up, and it's one male cop showing up now. Okay, and he's walking out, and he's like kind of like walking. And I guess like radiant command presence and be like, so what's the situation here? Okay, and walking past me there. Okay, so anyway, he's a point, and I go, well, I feel harassed. I told him, okay, and he's like, but varför är du så sur? And I go, but why did you? What's so sour? Like, why are you so like irate or something like this? And I go, because I feel harassed. Okay. I feel harassed by you, the police. Okay. And this is not the first time. This has been going for years. I can't go out and I already have PTSD. I'm being harassed by a secret government program. And it's like it's already bad enough to be out in public with a state persecution program called gang stalking sends people to trigger my PTSD and like they work to give you PTSD specific target and then trigger it and then do you understand? Now I heal myself from that, which I've seen improvement. But basically, it's like it's bad. I've had enough already without the cops harassing me since it is. And anyways, the point. So it's like I go because I feel harassed. Why are you so irate? So I feel harassed. Okay, I feel harassed. You keep showing up when I'm out in public and that make me feel harassed. Okay. It was like, well, it's not us. So I told him I feel like stalked or harassed by you. Okay, because it's like it's been for periods of time. It's like every other time I go outside, like 3 times in a row, it's like the cops are waiting for me. I go outside to the corners to buy cigarettes. On the way back, the cops pull me over and check my pockets. Or on the way there, it's like so often that it's happened that I've been pulled over by cops, especially before starting to document an IRL stream. Okay, so apparently they felt that they were doing something wrong. They don't want on camera because since I started IRL stream, there's been less cops showing up when I'm outside and they're like patting me down and things like this. And okay, now it hasn't stopped, but it's like they less frequently. Okay, because people that are breaking the law, doing something bad that makes it look bad, they typically don't want it on camera. Okay, a lot of times. So it's good that they started having border camps in Sweden, which I've been for many years, because part of what got me to start live streaming as a target video is being harassed by the cops. That's how I felt when I had a public. It's like, well, if I'm going to be harassed, at least I get a video out of it. Like police interactions, if the cops show up, here's what I was doing, is what they said, I got video of it. And if it keeps happening, I could be like, I've always, I feel like I've been harassed by the Swedish police. Look at this video, that video. So, if they have body cams, that's even better because even if my camera would die, the battery would turn off or they not be harassed by the cops or not harassed by the cops. If they got body cams, they can be FOIA requested, at least in some cases. Now, I'm not 100. I don't think it's every cop that a body cam. I'm not an expert on that. Maybe it's like every 10 cops, every 2 cops, every 3 or something like this. I'm not sure. But some of them definitely do. And it's similar to tasers used as a trial that we had like maybe 1 in 20 cops have a taser, and possibly now it's 1 in 10. So I don't know, but it's not every cop unless it's happened recently. They also recently changed the firearm from the 6 out P226 to the Glock 17, I think, or 19, a Glock. Okay, so they switched from the 6 out to the Glock. So the Glock is a polymer. It has a polymer. It has more polymer. Gaston Glock. It is an Austrian company. So it has polymer, whereas the 6 hour is like a full steel construction, similar to the Breda 92 FS, which also like a classic 90s cop gun or something like this. So anyway, and this 6 hour now that's been infamous. 6 hours caught a lot of heat as a company for accidental discharges. It was like the gun will go off in the holster as that somebody puts on the table, like it will go off. Okay, this is one of the models that they've been getting a lot of heat for making a gun that discharges itself without the finger being on the trigger. Okay, so anyway, he's supported. Maybe the Swedish cops should change to that. Okay, that's a joke. So anyway, I support, and then have an appendix carried. Appendix carried. Okay, that's a joke. So anyway, I support. Um, yeah. So the mail shows up and they decide to keep and they so I'm autistic. Part of autism is sensitivities, and they use that as an excuse to pull me over because it's like Why did you stop me? Okay. Well, you got sunglasses on. Yeah, the reason I have sunglasses because I have autism. And on that topic, the reason I have autism is the Swedish government. I blame them for that. I believe they're responsible for me having autism. Okay. Now, anyway, they use that as an excuse to pull you over. To be like, well, you got camel pants and sunglasses or something like this. So that's why. Because it's not like we're harassing you or anything, and just we're out looking for you to pull you over and create a stressful event or anything. It's like we just saw you looking weird in public. That's why we pulled you over, see? And you got sunglasses. And it's like I see other citizens wear sunglasses, never see them pull over by the cops. It's like you got camel pants. I see people all the time wearing camera don't get pulled over by the cops. So anyway, here's the point. Um, that event eventually culminates with the male police officer communicating a veiled threat, what I interpret to be a threat against me, where he goes, eventually, it's like, just like the food is getting old, I need to go fidget. It's like, what's the issue here? It's like, can I go? Am I free to go? Am I free to leave? And he's like, yeah, whatever, okay, yeah, okay, you can go. But it's like, det kommer inte vara så kul för dig nästa gång du blir stoppad av oss. It's not going to be that pleasant for you the next time you get approached, like stopped by the cops, basically. Which I interpret as a veiled threat. Okay. So if after that I've been getting a lot of stress when I see the cops, maybe it's because a police officer threatened that in the future when I encounter police, it's not going to be that pleasant. Which could mean what? They're going to shoot me or beat me up or something like this. That could mean a lot of things. So that really makes you not trust the police. Okay, that makes you really not trust the police. So they don't like you when they stand up for your rights. So anyway, second, I've also had after this. So why would I not feel comfortable around the police? Because I've been threatened by police. I've had several traumatic experiences where they show up putting stress on me. Part of CPC formation is like repeated stressful events and like long-term stress. So it's like, anyway, it's a point. Also, they were like shining the lights. First of all, the headlights on, and I'm autistic sensitivity, so it gives me more stress, it gets me more worked up. And then one of them is like, "Oh, you're driving, so what?" It puts a flashlight to shine a flashlight in my eyes and shit like this. Okay, so it's like whatever. Fuck, it's like this is really annoying. So here's the point. We're gonna get to looking at police interactions. We're gonna look at videos of police interactions. And one of these I believe to be a assassination attempt by the Swedish police. Why do I say that? Because they pulled up on me in a way where it looks like they're trying to make me think I'm being attacked by people who are not police or about to, hoping for me to react in a way that would justify that pull the gas and shoot me in broad daylight. That's what I see. That's what I see. You know, I've seen I saw there's a Swedish cop show, like Södertälje police for this. I saw an episode on YouTube, and uh, it's like cops, the American show. Only it's like everybody's face is blurred, but it's like real. They have a camera crew following like cops, okay? And they had plainclothes police officers there, and it's like they cut to that commentary of that first they show like plainclothes police officers approaching a person, apprehending them, checking the pocket, something that's pretty visible. And then they go, it's like, yeah, us as Swedish, like as plainclothes police officers, obviously it's really important how we approach people because obviously there can be misunderstandings, and it's important people realize it's the cops that are approaching that they have to deal with. See, and like knowing that that's part of the same police department, same type of cop police, same training, everything. It's like they're aware that it's like, yeah, pull people up. Like as plainclothes, it can be dangerous and risky and make people think about to be attacked if you don't approach them in the right way because you're plainclothes. So especially after I saw that video, I'm outside walking, getting word about gang stalking, RL stream exposing Swedish government tyranny. Cops show up, and I didn't know this. So there's a car with tinted windows, pulls up on me, stops abruptly, doors swing open, and two men move toward me. Okay. And conveniently, the way, so it's like how to make a person think they're being pulled up on and attacked. Okay. See. And conveniently, when he opens the door, he's got his hand here, which could look like somebody reaching for a firearm. And the necklace badge was community covered. One thing on his body showing it's a cop. See, so what I see is like I'm outside walking, and I've been threatened that people. But I can see who did they do this to? A guy with PTSD. They said it's like I won't be surprised if this deep state sends people to, like pull up on me in public and attack me or something like this. And apparently the cops have been aware of my YouTube channel because that's part of records that he's got a YouTube channel doing this and that on it. Okay, so that's part of what I said. It's like I won't be surprised if one day they get like have people pull up on me in public like assassins, something like this. See, okay, I said that before that happened. Okay, so anyway, I'm outside walking, live streaming, getting word about gang stalking, activism, and it's like there's low traffic this day, and there's a car that pulls up on me. No more car, grayish, dirty gray, like silver gray combi, with tinted windows, stops abruptly in front of me. Doors swing open. The first thing is like a guy like this looking at me, and two men, and doors open quickly too. Like doors swing open, stop quickly, doors open quickly, and two men move toward me. And it's not until like this close that I see it's cops, or like starting to suspect it could be cops. And it's like, are you cops or for this? And it's like, yeah, and it's like now they have like a little business card down here, and he's got a necklace badge. Which, when they open the door like this, not only does it look like he's reaching for a weapon, possibly, but it's conveniently covering the one part of his attire that shows he's a cop, the necklace badge. Okay, so if I would get theoretical on that, possibly that was the cops trying to trigger a reaction, like for the trauma PTSD of like for execution, which like make the person feel like they're about to die right now for the trauma effect, or or get the person to react by like thinking approach them in a way that's like designed to make them think they're being attacked by people, not cops, and get them to react violently to justify them pulling the guns and shooting or something like this. Be like, well, we were so close we couldn't retreat because the car was behind us and we had to pull guns and shoot them or something like this, as a way to get rid of plausible liability, cover for action for a government in broad daylight assassination. Okay, and that I have that on video. Okay, so let's look at it. Okay, we gotta pull this up. I have a folder called Police Encounters, and this is not all the videos, but these are this is one spot that I have some videos. So this is when I was apprehended by a SWAT team after whistleblowing about being abused by LSS caregiving staff. And they play Darvo tactics, deny attacker versus victim offender, where the caregiving firm that have a job to come help with my autism, the previous one, were targeting me in my own home for the program, just like these people targeted me in the supermarket for the program. And I started ranting and raving about it, eventually being real mad and said, okay. And now they go on Darvo, deny attack versus, oh, Mike is angry and crazy and paranoid, and they like swat me basically. And uh, the SWAT team shows up, apprehends me, puts me to the psych ward. Men stealers. They come and steal me away from my home. I wasn't charged with a crime. I hadn't broken the law. But the Swedish state men stealers, okay, they show up and take me, abduct me in the middle of the night because I'm the victim of a crime. I have been talking about it. See, so they didn't come to arrest the people who have been breaking the law in abusing in one home. No, they come to take the guy who's the victim of this multi-year persecution abuse, and because the abusers have been like, this guy's crazy to protect themselves. See, that's my view. So they show up here, so I have a video of that too. It's not really that exciting. It is no shootout or something like this. It's like what I have is the part where, like before I opened the door and had myself over, and it's just the cop walk in and look around a little bit, and then okay, so that is about that. So that's not what we're going to look at here. Okay, we're going to look at police encounters. Okay, here undercover police, aka plainclothes. So this is an IRL stream.
These are
Well, I went live on YouTube.
my previous life, and then at 1, sometimes 8 video
And I
that's
think
going to
this
be on
is
my channel.
before I had been sprayed with chemicals by the program enough times out in public and shot at them with a dart gun. So I hadn't doubled down on wearing protective clothing and covering my skin more because I'm in a war and I've been sprayed with chemicals and shot with a dart gun and whatever else. So I was less protected back here. I can tell the difference. Now I don't leave my home without have like a bandana and a hat and glasses and things because and they will use that to weaponize me, a victim of government tyranny abuse. It's like I've been forced to wear clothes that act as armor because it's happened. I get sprayed with chemicals when I'm in public, shot in the leg with a CI dart gun or something similar. It's like unless I'm suicidal, it's like I had to make it harder for me to get hurt physically in the same way again, so I should cover up more. Okay, to at least make it harder. And they go, yeah, the reason we stop with the government police is because you're wearing sunglasses. I wasn't wearing sunglasses here. I wasn't wearing, it's just dress like a lot of people in this area. Okay.
So yeah, and like a certain scene that has got.
So I'm out getting the word about gang stalking. And notice how the government police are acting like everything I'm saying is right. It's like I'm out here, the government, I'm making live streams, talk about gang stalking. The government doesn't like that because they're worried about people wake up to this. And then the government acts just like as if it would be calling being right. It's like, yeah, they're running interference on what Mike is doing. He's doing RL streams, getting the word out about government tyranny. The government shows up, creates stressful events, and understand when I'm doing that. They're interfering.
I make bold claims.
So I went to the corner store.
This
I went
is,
to the corner store.
I don't know what those do.
And it's like this is not that interesting. It's like walk around in a corner store. I'm buying a Powerade, or think about it and like showing the store. So let's cut to the chase.
I open this, and then within 5 minutes I start puking. Steal it, and then you can the chat like I don't have time. I'm a busy. That's weird. I repaired.
I would cut it to the place where they pull up on me.
Yeah. Tjena.
So notice this low traffic, okay? And
I've talked about this before.
And I'm feeling with the back camera.
But there's been times where I upload a video.
And this guy Mike Dawson used to be called to my chat, and most likely he's a cyber stalker. One of these people work for the program that was sent to manipulate me and play games and things like this. Okay.
And several people I know well have told me they liked the video. They watched it, they liked it, and
like. And here I was just talking about. Now, this video, when it was live description, was a copy of Chuck Amber's website. Site of Google exposed gang stalking. Here. And then the description, like this is how I used to do live streams. Co- Copy paste the link to Chuck's website. Copy a paragraph of text. The government doesn't want to worry about gang soccer told us to get out, but if it does get out, they want some crazy unearthly. And this happens in Sweden by the Swedish government, in America by the American government. So notice how it's like reality is lining up, but if I would be right, it's like, yeah, the Swedish government or act like they don't like Mike in a word about gang stalking in Sweden. Mike's a live Christian total video or something like this. Talk with gang stalking. Get a word about gang stalking. It's like the cops show up and create safer environments and tell you to turn off your camera even though it's not illegal to film. So that's another thing. Um, I'm doing a good work, not an evil, but being a terror to the good works I'm doing, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. It needs to be covered up, kept in darkness. So Mike is speaking the truth about it. He's creating light, shedding light on this tyranny. See, but rather reprove them. Mike's like, gang stalking is evil. I'm tired with it. See, as a Christian citizen, we're being a terror to that. Mike is, we've got criminal, how do you get around that, Dubai Church? What the people do for the program is illegal according to the law of the land. See, harassment is illegal, threats is illegal. A big part of targeting, psychological targeting, is harassment and threats. Okay. And this government persecution program, I've been working to fight it, not with like sticks of dynamite like a terrorist, or even trying to, but by speaking out, reproving it. This is bad, this is going on, it's bad, okay. Simply. And they show up and run interference on it. It's not illegal to film in public either. It's legal to film in public.
And then when I checked, I had 0 likes on the video. This was
See here. So this is a tinted window car that shows up.
in the beginning.
And doors going
I
on.
didn't have that.
And it looks like a guy reaching for a weapon. He's got a hat. There's no indications these are cops. It's a normal car with tinted windows pull up on me. Door swing open. Looks like a guy reaching for a weapon is the first thing I see. And then these two guys move towards me. And apparently they were police.
Men tjena!
Stanna lite.
Är det bra? Jag är live på min YouTube-kanal bara, tror jag.
Ja, okej. Kan du lägga på hundra så vi kan prata?
Ja, ett ögonblick. I just got stopped by police here.
And it's playing down. He knows what Shadowban because he's the guy who would talk about conspiracies. He's just trying to, his work for the program to get me confused. It's like he's in the chat as an agent to confuse me and distract me while they're doing things to me in real life. That's what I think. Okay. What is shadow banning to get me to be like, it's like, it's very dirty, but whatever. The Swedish police force has been waging a war on me, I understand. Psychological warfare, protecting criminals that break the law and target me. They've communicated threats against me. They have done a lot of things. Okay.
Hej, vad heter du?
Jag misstänkt på något brott.
And I asked them, they asked me, hey, what's your name? And it's what I was doing is nothing a secret. And they go, no. I asked them, now they might have changed the laws more or less recently to where it used to be that they don't have the legal right to just pull you over and then like check your ID card unless you're suspect of a crime or something else. So anyway, I asked them, they're like, hey, who are you? What's your name? I go, am I suspected of a crime? And they go, no. Okay. So they said no. So I'm not suspected of a crime. But they come out against me as against the thief with sticks and guns and stakes, even though what I'm doing is a good work of resisting tyranny in my nation, wicked, satanic, evil abuse. And they're not doing the job. But I, as a citizen, who's worked to resist tyranny and societal decay here, and like resist the tyrannical government by speaking the truth about what they do and how evil it is, they're being a terror to that good works. Okay. And have no fellowship with our fruitful works of darkness, bread reprove them. That's what a lot of my activism has boiled down to. Speak about the evil Swedish state persecution program called gang stalking, and just call it spade is spade. It's wicked, it's evil. They're using lies to target you. Here's what they do, that's evil. Do you understand? So, here we go.
Nej, jag vill bara veta, du betedde lite märkligt när vi var i affären.
Hur tyckte du då?
Ja, jag gick och filmade och höll på med det.
So, it's like their justification for pulling me over. Now, notice how they're pulling up on me. Plainclothes police officers just come at me, jump out, tinted windows. They can't give me reason. So it's like now it's like, why are you pulling me over? Why you been acting weird? You in the store acting weird. So maybe one of these rat gang stalkers. That's how they do that times. It's like I do believe that a lot of these times it's somebody who works for so the cops are in on gang stalking targeting. Now they also have average Joe citizens that are part of this persecution program. And I believe how they justify it is like cover for action. They don't want to be like every time I've been harassed by the cops, like I go outside, oh, why would I have the cops show up and stress me out again? They'd be like, yeah, the order came down over the radio. It's like, yeah, go look for a guy called Mike Saab, pull him over and give him a hard time or something. Because possibly somebody's like having like a rape pirate scanner listening in and be like, yeah, the government is told something. It's a conspiracy here. Okay, but whatever is the point. So how they can do it is have a gang stalker, meaning somebody work for the program calling like I saw a suspicious guy, and that gives the cops like, okay, now we can go and like act on this call that somebody saw a suspicious guy in the supermarket or something like this. So let's play this back. Okay, let's play this back.
Jag är live på min YouTube-kanal bara så du vet.
Ja, okej.
And I said I'm live on my YouTube channel just so you know.
Händer dig ifrån så vi kan prata.
Can you put that away so we can talk? So why would I want to put away my phone if I'm talking to you? If anything, I want to make sure that I'm still recording when cops show up. And I'm possibly breaking the law of what they're doing.
Ja, ett ögonblick. I just got stopped by police here.
Hej, vad heter du?
And he goes, hey, what's your name?
Jag misstänkt på något brott.
And I go, am I suspect of a crime?
Nej, jag vill bara veta, du
And he said, no, I just want to know who you are.
betedde lite märkligt när vi var i affären.
Hur tyckte du?
You were behaving strangely in the store. Okay. That's the reason for approaching me in this way, which can make somebody think about to get killed by gangbangers pulling up on you or whatever. Okay. It's like, do you understand? It's like, and who did you do this to? A person who on my channel back then, I had been making videos about I got PTSD from a Tony and talk about how I think that it might happen that the deep state eventually gets people to pull up on me out in public and shoot me. Maybe at some point they get assassins to approach the highway and shoot me. So that's who they approach in this way. So I guess possibly it's whatever his point. Let's cut to the chase here.
Då?
Ja, jag gick och filmade och höll på med det.
And I go like how so? It's like you were behaving strange in the store. And I go, how so? And they go, well, you were filming. Okay. Which a lot of people, again, it's like dehumanization secondary citizen, where every time I'm in public, in a store or outside, I see somebody on FaceTime or somebody walking around with a phone or somebody recording a YouTube short or a TikTok video or taking selfies or whatever they do with the phone. I see it all the time in society. And it's like even like a common niche, most common like TikTok videos by Swedish is like supermarket haul, Ullared. And it's like people that go bring a phone, record a video inside of a store, filming themselves talking, okay, or like unboxing or something like this. So in this sense, a lot of people are either on Messenger video calls or FaceTime calls where they walk around talking into a phone, or they're recording a video for TikTok or whatever. Okay. So that's the suspicious behavior. I was seen filming in public, which is legal.
Undrar.
Jaha, okej. Är det olagligt att filma på allmän plats eller?
And I said, is it illegal to film in a public place or what?
Nej, jag vill ändå veta vem det är.
And he said, I want to know who you are. So he's gonna get real ballsy here now and just tell me I gotta show my ID card. After I asked him if I'm suspected of a crime, and he says I wasn't. Okay. So quite possibly look at a Swedish police officer breaking the law here. Unless there's something that I'm not aware of, like a law change. Supposedly not supposed to be able to just pull you over, demand your ID yourself. If you're not suspected of a crime, they can give like a clear reason. So I'm not sure, but it's like I wouldn't be surprised if they're breaking the law by how they're acting here. Somehow.
Ja, alltså, jag är lagligt skyldig att visa legitimation. Va?
Ja, det.
And I asked, am I legally obliged to show you my producer identification? He goes, yes, he says. Okay. And at which point I go, okay. See? Because once it tells me that legally I have to do it, it's not that I would like to or would you mind or like want to turn off your camera. That's another thing they do. Most of the time when I'm outside filming, this has been the first thing out of calls from us when they approach me. Want to turn it off. Stop live stream or stop filming or something like this. Which it's legal for me. They're trying to get me to not enjoy my rights as a citizen. So it's legal for me to film in public, live stream. And they call to show up and be like, stop doing what you're doing. And what I'm doing is not illegal. Okay. And what I'm doing is protected by grundlagen or whatever that specific part of law it could be.
Okej, kan du visa mig ditt läge då?
Niklas
Karl Göte, inspektör.
So his name was Niklas Karl Göte with the title Inspector. Okay. So I want to show you, could you? I'm not being hyper aggressive here. I'm being stressed, but I'm like, could you show me your ID? And right now, it's like I'm contemplating. I'm like, this is like, I feel like this is a tense situation, and I'm thinking about, I'm feeling my way about how to respond to this. And it's like I'm at this point I start feeling that maybe I gave him the idea. But he told me by law I have to, and then I want him to identify himself, and I think that they might actually be legally obliged to identify themselves. If you understand, for them it might not be that a Swedish citizen legally has to, like if they see a cop, I like to see your ID card, that they by law have to. But I think it might be a thing where cops might have to give you some ID if a citizen demands it. Okay. I think that might be actually like by law they might have to do that. They either show you a badge or a business card or like tell you the badge number or something like that.
Okej. Det är lite irriterande tycker jag.
Now, Tom, this is a little bit irritating. Now, it's like, okay. Now, Tom, this is a little bit irritating. Now, this is kind of tense, and he's pretty close to me. There's a lot of things that could have happened right now. Okay. There's a lot of things that I was feeling in that moment. There's a lot of things that I might have been thinking, and there's a lot of things that I didn't do. And there's a lot of things that I did do. So I did ask him, some things I did do was ask him his question. Ask a question to him why he's asking this. Okay. But I did ask for his ID. He gave me his ID.
Det känns kränkande.
And I said, it feels humiliated. Det känns kränkande. I feel violated. Okay. I feel violated. Så jag tog.
Kan jag tända en cigg eller?
Jag tog, can I light a cigarette? And then I reached in my pocket to get my either lighter or a cigarette. So, which makes sense. Since this is a tense situation, I'm just not gonna like quickly reach into my pocket. Okay, because it's like that might be the hoping for an excuse to make me go. So.
Kan du berätta ditt personnummer för mig?
And he said, can you tell me your social security number?
Jag vet inte min telefon, så jag vet inte.
Jag livestreamar alltid när jag är ute. Jag har YouTube-kanal.
And I said, I'm always livestreaming when I'm outside. I got a YouTube channel.
Vloggar heter det.
Tror jag
så går jag ut så filmar jag. Alltså alltid.
Jag tror jag pratade med dig förut, jag kommer inte ihåg vad det heter.
And he says he thinks he's seen me before. Okay.
Nej, jag tror inte jag har fått med dig förut. Känner inte igen det.
Nej.
Jag brukar minnas ansikten ganska så bra.
Okej, ditt personnummer då?
Ja, men som sagt, så du säger att jag är lagligt skyldig att göra det.
Okay, so he said, okay, can you give me your social security number? And I go, so just to verify, you're saying that I'm legally obliged, so I have to do it. Because once again, I'm not people that are like little bootlicking grovels to tyrants who worship the police that are tyrants in America. They be like, oh, you're sovereign. Like people that are real switched on Americans with the spirit of liberty. They are like about police auditing and not allowing the government to like walk all over them. They try to discredit, oh, you're a sovereign citizen for this, understand? If you have police auditing channels in America, where it's like they have people that are auditors, it's called. It's like the cops show up because in the library filming, and then it's like maybe the cop goes like, "We mind if I like check your pockets, pat you down real quick," and they go like, it's like they go like, well, it's like, do you have a reasonable suspicion that I'm armed illegally or something like this? It's like, no, I'm not going to consent to any searches or seizures or something like this. There's some other people that are like bootgrabbing tyrant lickers. They'd be like, oh, they're sovereign citizens. No. Sovereign citizens are the type of people that drive on a driver's license, and then the cops show up and they'd be like, well, I don't need a driver's license. I'm a sovereign citizen. Like this. Okay. So that's not a sovereign citizen. That's a person that is not really easily going to give up their rights and let government tyrants like have the way with them. They're not going to easily just handle their rights. Okay.
Okej, 89.
And I go 89. Okay. So we mute this for a moment. Now I think I had the wherewithal in the live shit to go. Like I read the first numbers, and it's like a 6 or 10 digits here, just social security number. And I go, oh, hold on a minute. I'll mute myself before giving like the 4 last ones. Okay. Which is like the last 4 digits. That's just to make sure I got to read it here. Not because it's like I'm really concerned about it, but it's not impossible. If people have the full thing, they could possibly order things in my name or something like this on a website. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Direkt.
På live.
Okay, so now I'm muted. Like the source footage is I clicked muted and I gave the last. Okay, so just to make sure here, I muted. So now it's the original like source footage. I muted it to give the last 4.
Så, bort med det.
Vad sa du? Mm. Har inte ni såhär bodycam? Det har de som är uniformerade i alla fall.
Ja.
Jaha, okej. Men du och jag personligen? Jaha, okej.
So now he says, yeah, I recognize it from before. I think I've had an interaction with it before. It says. Back when I used to live over here, you and me personally, he said, I don't remember that. I said, but he's claiming to have had interaction with me before, which could be part of some kind of perception management game to give people a perception. It's like I'm a person that's had run-ins with the law. It's like, okay, buddy.
Mm. Det har inte jag någon minnet av.
And I told him I don't have any recollection of that.
Så kommer
Du,
later.
Okay, so once again, let's cut to here I am in the supermarket acting weird, and I go like more specifically acting weird how, and he goes, you were filming inside the store. Okay, so it's like we gotta get this plainclothes cops to pull up on this guy in a way that makes it look like he's being attacked by landmines or about to, because he was in filming in a corner store. Okay. Here's how they pull up on me.
Beginning, when I didn't have that many.
Notice how it looks. It's a car with tinted windows, and then it stops abruptly, quickly comes to a halt. Doors swing open, and then first thing I see, it looks like a guy could be reaching for a firearm or something like this, and like two men move towards me at the same time. And it is now to the very close I can see it's the cops. Because not only does it look like he might be pulling a weapon, holding his hand like this, as looking the door, it also is covering the necklace badge, the one thing that's like showing that it's a cop, say, conveniently. So it's like how to pull up on somebody to make them think they're being pulled up on by somebody. Now it gave me some stress. Okay, now it could have been worse. Maybe what they were hoping is that I would have a weapon on me, something they can pull it in this situation. Maybe what they were hoping for, I don't know. Maybe they were hoping for like, I would have like a concealed weapon on me, and then approach me in a way. I'm not saying I did at this time have a weapon concealed, but like I wouldn't be surprised if it'd be like they're hoping that I'm gonna have a weapon on me, and then they approach me in a way that makes me think I'm being attacked by people not cops, hoping I pull the weapon, and that creates justification for them to pull the weapons and shoot me. Okay, that might have been what they're going for, or even if they don't think they have a weapon on me, it could still be trying to get you to react in a way that even if you're not having a weapon, that you like defending yourself, that you're freaking out, thinking people are attacking you, act the way possibly still they can shoot you and be like, well, he was holding something in his hand, I thought it was a weapon or something like this, and he was being aggressive. So there's some speculation, but definitely they win the war here.
Tjena!
Stanna lite nu.
Är det bra?
Nej, vet du, du betedde dig.
Ja, på
The
liveströmmen.
police are not my friends. They have declared a war on me and my family, as far as I'm concerned, by how they've been acting. I've been threatened by police. They have taught me in despicable ways. They're not doing their job in stopping the government gang stalkers, okay, that are breaking the law and attacking me. And they are enabling and protecting criminals in this country. Meaning the people that are taking order for this government program, totally, they're breaking the law of what to do. And the cops are part of that totally, the best law telling people. And they're not dealing with the people. But if I like act out from I'm mad about how I'm being targeted, they go, oh, Mike needs to go to psych or prison or whatever, like to get me in trouble. So my reaction to tyranny being a Christian, man, it's like they're weaponizing that. So as far as I'm concerned, if I see a cop and I feel like this person might be here to kill me, that's reasonable because I've been threatened by police officers before. It's not going to be that pleasant the next time. In the future, when we approach, it's not going to be that pleasant. I got a veiled threat by a cop before. Okay. And I've had several interactions where I feel like they're trying to make me hurt. It's one way or another. By making me think that it's like people are pulling up to me, they're not cops, and then I can end up being hurt. It's like, do you understand? I have every reason, if I see the police, to feel like I might be in danger and these people might be here to target me somewhere. Based on my experience with them. Some of which are on camera. Okay. We're going to look at more videos. Let's do another playback here. And now I did a chopping, pause, play, translate. Now I go just raw here and play the whole scene here without any commentary.
The video, they watched it, they liked it, and left a like. And then when I checked, I had 0 likes on the video. This was in the beginning, when I didn't have that many. Tjena!
Stanna lite nu.
Är det bra? Jag är live på min YouTube-kanal bara, så du vet.
Ja, okej. Kan du lägga ifrån dig då så vi kan prata?
Ja, ett ögonblick. I just got stopped by police here.
Hej, vad heter du?
Jag misstänkt på något brott.
Nej, jag vill bara veta vem du är. Du betedde lite märkligt när vi var affären.
Hur tyckte du då?
Ja, jag gick och filmade och höll på med det. Jag vill veta vem du är.
Jaha, okej. Är det olagligt att filma på allmän plats, eller?
Nej, jag vill ändå veta vem du är.
Ja, alltså, jag är lagligt skyldig att visa legitimation. Va?
Ja, det.
Okej, kan du visa mig ditt läge då?
Niklas.
Niklas Karl Göte, inspektör.
Ja.
Okej.
Niklas Karl Göte, inspektör.
Det är lite irriterande, tycker jag.
Varför då?
Det känns kränkande.
Ja.
Tycker jag. Kan jag tända en cigg, eller?
Jag kan tända en... Kan du berätta ditt personnummer för mig så kan jag slå in det i min telefon så jag vet vad.
Jag livestreamar alltid när jag är ute. Jag har YouTube-kanal. Jag bloggar, heter det.
Tror jag pratat med
Så går jag ut så filmar jag. Alltså alltid.
Jag tror jag pratat med dig förut. Jag kommer inte ihåg vad du heter.
Nej, jag tror inte jag har pratat med dig förut. Känner inte igen det.
Nej.
Jag brukar minnas ansikten jag ska slå.
Okej, ditt personnummer då?
Ja, men som sagt, så du säger att jag är lagligt skyldig att ge dig det?
Ja.
Okej, 89. 06.
06
29.
29
60.
6 6
Mina 4 på livestreamen. Det är inte så små.
Så bort med det.
Vad sa du? Mm. Har inte ni så här bodycam? Det har de som är uniformerade i alla fall.
Ja.
Jaha, okej. Men du och jag personligen? Jaha, okej. Ja. Det har inte jag någon minne. Det har inte jag någon minne utav.
Borde du inte?
Ja, det är okej. Lite stressad ibland bara. Så, nu är jag lite stressad, men det kan man kanske förstå om man blir stoppad för att det kommer ut folk i bilen och går fram till så här. Så ser det diskpickar som hänger där. Ja, jo, men det är lite annorlunda situation. Så det...
Det är ganska.
Nej, det är bort i Björnlunda däremot. Ja, så det är Gnesta traktet kan man säga. Så nu har Sigge stockat igen här nu. Ja, men jag har inte gjort något olagligt, eller?
Nej, det kan jag inte säga.
Nej.
Hur går det på just det?
Droger håller jag inte på med. Jag har inte blivit... Har jag något i belastningsregistret på med droger, eller? Nej, jag håller inte på med droger. Jag har blivit misstänkt förut och lämnat urinprov. Det har aldrig varit positivt när jag blivit tillbred och lämnat det. Så droger inte håller på med. Vitaminer håller jag på med däremot. Ja, mycket vitaminer. Och mycket pengar på sånt.
Bra, Mikael. Du, vi ska lämna dig i fred.
Ja, tack för det.
So yeah, this is one of many interactions, and we're gonna look at another one. Okay. Bu- 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 bu. Here's another time where I'm out live streaming doing RL vlog. Then I went to the supermarket, collected a package, and let's fast forward to the part skip towards here. Okay, so I went to the ICA supermarket. I collected a package for bulk powders or like supplements, and then I go to do some like top up shopping on another supermarket, like a competitor, Coop it's called. And if I recall, I think that's where I was headed before the cops approached me. Either that, I was taking this way home. So it's different ways I can make it from downtown to my home. I actually, I'm not 100%. I don't remember right now. But basically, here is the Coop supermarket. Here's the Asian buffet restaurant.
There goes. police car going there. You might want to talk me, we'll see. There goes. Va? Vill ni prata med mig eller? Jaha. Ja, jag väntar tills han har gått. Och byrå. Jag livestreamar till min YouTube-kanal så ni vet. Ja.
So first thing it says is turn it off. Stay off then so we can prata lite. Turn it off so we can talk. So here I am again, being just not breaking the law, using my legal rights, slashing me in public. Cops show up, create a stressful event, hassle me, and I have to stand up for my rights because they're trying to take them from me. To be like, turn off, I want to turn that off so we can talk. It's legal to live stream and videotape in public, but like, turn that off. That's an unlawful command. And I called them on and it's like, it's not. It's not illegal to film. And it goes, yeah, you're right, okay. But at least he tried to just like want to turn it off. And now, so I guess sometimes when people aren't filming, the cops want to turn it off. Now people feel like they gotta do it and they give in to it. Now that's not the person to deal with. They can try to Pucci Jones and he goes, yes, sir, okay. Or Tom, so it's a sellout Christian, they can try that on him and go, yes, Massa, Tom's the goal. Or it's like a good little boy. Okay, Mr. Government, okay. Or maybe laughing God or whatever. Like one of these sellout pastors, if they get told to, they might grovel there. I'm not a groveler by nature.
Det är inte olagligt att filma på andra platser.
And I said, it's not a deal to film in a public place.
Nej, absolut inte. Men har du något ID eller?
Fattar du?
Har du något ID?
Det har jag.
Do you have an ID card? I said, it's not illegal to film in a public place. And he goes, no, it's not, but do you have an ID card? So now they're being like the crack addicts, like the ID crack addicts. It's like they want to have. Do you have an ID card?
Är jag misstänkt för något brott eller?
Ja, det vet jag inte riktigt. Jag kan inte
Du
det.
gav den här så att det stod lite väg.
I asked him if I'm suspected of a crime. He said he wants to have my ID card. I asked him, am I suspected of a crime? He says no.
De har skyldigheten i svensk lag att visa legitimation vid begärelse.
And I asked him, are you, according to Swedish law, required to produce identification if requested by a police officer? This is what I asked.
Nej.
Om man inte är misstänkt.
And he said no, okay. So at least they're not lying at this point. They go like, yes. And if you don't give the ID card, if somebody asks you, like a cop asks you, like, would you mind showing ID card? They get the cap or pounds. Like they could have lied, which wouldn't surprise me coming from the police. From what I've seen how the Swedish police operate, it wouldn't surprise me like pretty much anything. Now, supposedly cops more often now have border camps. Okay. Now, to get the border camps, I had to make a FOIA request and possibly pay money and jump through these different hoops. So if I have a live stream deal with the cops, it's like I have the live stream, okay? So if I survive the encounter, I have the video. But if it's like I don't, and it's the border camps, even if they have border camps, you have to request it from the government and possibly pay for it. And it's like a FOIA request. It's easier to have the video yourself because you filmed it than to FOIA request the border camp footage. And I think at this point in time, it was rarer than now that they have border camps.
Bra.
Nej.
Nej, det hade jag trodde också.
Ja. Varför vill du inte visa ID då?
Why don't you want to show your ID card?
Det är om jag inte är misstänkt för något brott. Det är väl lagat finns av en anledning.
And I said, and they go, why don't you want to show your ID? And I go, well, if I'm not suspected of a crime, that law that you don't have to give your ID card, there's got to be there for a reason. See, whereas if there's a law that you don't have to give the ID to the cops in certain situations, like that law has to be there for a reason, right? It's got to be somebody thought that it's like the government, like citizens, should have some right. Like it shouldn't be that the cops have the right to do like all these things to citizens because they feel like it. So it's like if there's a law that you don't have to give it if somebody's asking you. And so once again, a lot of times I know enough about the law to be able to hold my own. Now I'm not an expert, so here's the thing. If they ask me, it's like what I'm looking to be like, there's a difference between a cop saying, why don't you turn off your license right now? And them going like, hey, there's a law in Sweden that if I tell you to stop live stream, you have to comply or get arrested. And it's like the truth, and be like, I'm not gonna be okay. They put California and arrest you for illegal filming in public or something like this. Now that's a different thing than if they like just want to turn it off. And I'm like it's this guy. That oh, you tell me it's an order. I have to do it. Okay, like it's illegal. It's like it order me legal. Like you have to turn off your license, or you just like asking me. So it's like, what if I want to turn it off? Is it illegal? It's legal to film in public. I go, yeah, it is. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah. Now if you go like, no, they changed laws yesterday. Now it's illegal to film. I go, oh, okay, I didn't know. I turned it off right away. So that's it. So it's like, what is the point? I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Det kanske inte är lite kränkande att att
Det kränkande menar du?
Ja, att folk som vill att det är dina...
And I said, it's like basically, I said, it feels a little bit, I feel violated. Okay.
Inte gjort något.
Ja, okej.
Det är så det var i Nazityskland.
That's how it used to be in Nazi Germany. Show me your
Jag
paper.
stannade och får vi se dina papper.
I said, that's how it used to be in Nazi Germany. The cops put people over and demand, show me your paper, citizen. Okay. They just put people over and demand to show papers to them. That's how it used to be in Nazi Germany, I told.
Okej.
Jag gillar inte det där.
Ja, vi var ju jättenyfikna.
I don't like that. Now they said that they got curious and they talk about why they put me over. So this is a sneak preview, and I'm keeping some of this like off air. Okay, I'm not playing the whole thing right now. Okay, so I might want to make more videos like this, do it different ways. So, anyways, let's go to the police encounters folder. Now this is me. That video there, that's me recording a phone call to the police where I was applying for like a FOIA request for the records regarding the day that I got apprehended and put in the psych ward. So I like called the non-emergency and like, hey, I'd like to know how to get a hold of the records regarding the day I got apprehended and put in psych ward. And then they go like, yeah, here's how you apply for it. Okay, so that's just like this. That's also in the folder. And I'm live. I'm going to be calling the non-emergency number to ask the police about how to get my record. Yeah, so basically it's a FOIA request. So why is it good to be recorded? Why if the cops go, hey, fuck you punk, and hang up? So it's exactly at least you got that on recording. Okay, so anyway, support. Let's go to this one. Now let's go to the YouTube channel. Here, this is once again. I'm live streaming. It's not a time the cops are up where I am. Make me feel bad. And I'm live streaming. It's the same thing as I go live, do an RL stream, and it's like it's so weird. I had to like explain why I'm not doing something wrong by being a YouTuber in public, okay? Which is not rare nowadays. The people are recording videos and live stream and stuff. But it's like, so I live stream. I walk past the police station and I do commentary about like here's the police headquarters. I think they're corrupt, stuff like this. Walk past it, I go to a restaurant. I go to a restaurant. and 4 cops walking, which looked like retaliation for what happened earlier in the stream. Possibly. Now this is a replay. So this is playing the video on my own channel, and I think I had it privatized and then doing comment on it. I gotta look.
Let's see over there.
Yeah. So I'm live streaming, I'm eating in the restaurant, and I was filming my own face. The cops walking, 4 cops. At which point I turn the camera on and go, "There's 4 cops was walking." So they were sitting. And the cop comes over, starts harassing me, and tells me to stop videotaping. He comes over, starts harassing me, tells me to stop recording. In the corner, and then after these check over here. What bad to me, okay? So my blood is boiling right now. Then I get stressed. Irritated with that. Then he started threatening to start a criminal. This is a clear. This interaction is a clear example of like government abuse, maktmissbruk, where you can tell that he's malevolent, where you can see the will to harm me, understand? That's what I'm reading. Because it's not about what's right and wrong, because I'm well within my rights to live stream in public. Okay. Cops walk in, which looks like retaliation for what happened earlier in the street. Walking past a police station going, I think these guys are corrupt. Pretty much. I go into the restaurant, sit down to eat. They show up, 4 of them, walk through the door. And I go, the cops just walked in. I turn on the camera. And they come over and they want to turn off the camera. Okay. Then I go, it's not illegal to film. So he tells me, comes over to my tail, tells me to turn off the live stream. I go, it's not illegal to live stream, to film in public. He goes, yeah, but maybe I don't like being filmed. And I go, I don't care. It's not illegal. It's an issue. Not what you feel. And he's not happy with this. I must stand up for myself. Not wrong. He comes, sits down at the table to put the heat on me down beside the table and starts putting the pressure on it because he doesn't like. And notice how this is real Christian warrior. I'm standing up to times. There's 4 people with guns. I'm saying no to them. That takes some courage and balls. And I'm risking getting into a fight with them, being shot, being hurt, all kinds of stuff. This is real courage. Not being a sellout like do the Bible church and submit because of cowardice. Because it boils down to them being afraid to say no to the deep state favor people. So anyway, he's not happy with me not groveling and like giving up my rights. So it's like he doesn't have the authority to tell me to stop live streaming. He tells me to turn that off. It's legal for me to film. I go, it's not legal, but I don't like being filmed. I go, I don't give a crap. The issue is what the law is, not what the feelings are. Oh, that's like I stood up for myself. He comes, sits down at the table, and to put the heat on me more, his body's approaches. I'm flanked to the right side by 3 cops, and this guy sitting across the table. And then he starts pressuring me and like having like the interrogation type thing without telling me I charge him a crime. Eventually, since he's not getting what he wants, or me turning off the live stream, he goes and tries to forcefully turn off my live stream. I go, you know what you can do if you don't like being filmed? And I go mute myself. And he starts playing copyrighted music. He pulls up his phone, work phone, goes to like Spotify or whatever, starts playing copyrighted music to try to get YouTube to give me a strike or turn off my stream or something like this. Try to turn off my live stream by playing copyrighted music. See? It's kind of dirty. Now, when that doesn't work, I go, I muted myself. Okay. They say I muted the microphone, so they can't play copyrighted music. Now he goes to threatening to use to start a criminal investigation on me for finansbrott or whatever they said. Based off of what? Based off of what? It's like maybe I'll start an investigation on it for financial crimes. And I go, based off of what? Well, you said you're on disability eating in a restaurant. Do you know how ridiculous that is? It's like he sees me one time eating in a restaurant, this time. And based on, well, he said, how can you have the money to distribute eat in a restaurant? This one time, all you can eat buffet, which was like I think $10 for 4 hours of all you can eat, and it's this one time since we there. It's like, well, maybe I'll start an investigation on because you're a disability and you're having all you can eat buffet. It's like it's ridiculous. Okay.
Jag känner mig stressad.
My adrenaline is through the roof right now. I'd like to find the reader file. I don't remember where I put it. Okay. It's like I have a lot of past life change. I'd like to find the reader file. Yeah.
Vad sa du?
And it said like maybe we can clear that out. It's just this. A pad and repeated call.
Om en individ. Så tycker jag.
That's what I think.
Inte hålla på att trakassera människor.
And he's like, how do you mean? I said, well, like for stories, not for stories, but like, no, that's system.
En gång ibland, då kan det vara att det är någon dålig person liksom.
Before I've said, YouTube. So let you know why she look to the camera to make sure it's still on.
Vad heter du då?
And I said, yeah, okay. So what's your name? I asked him, and then I started looking
Hej!
at his uniform, and then I go like, what's your unit number? Like a badge number, whatever, if they got a number. And I guess maybe they don't have that in Sweden. But he looks like puzzled. And then I see some kind of a name tag on his uniform. And I repeat his name to the camera. Like I read it out and then I spell it out like letter by letter, like John, okay, J-O, like that in Swedish.
Tobias.
Tobias.
Vad har du för enhetsnummer då?
And it was Tobias, T-O-B-I-A.
Nummer då?
And then I see okay.
Du har något problem med tallriken.
And I said, you keep looking at the plate like you got a problem with it. So he sits down at my table and is working to abuse me and make me feel harassed and make me uncomfortable, I think. And I have a plate with a fork and knife on it. And he nervously keeps looking at the plate like he's concerned about the plate. Okay. Maybe you feel like this was a fearful moment because like the 21-foot rule, he sits down at the guy's table and he starts feeling like this guy's not a pussy and he's a guy who's the one nigger in 10,000 in Jaguar chain. Maybe he started feeling like, this is not the one to fuck with, okay? And it's like maybe he realized he sits down at my table close enough for me to touch him if I wanted to. And I have a plate with a knife and a fork on it within reach. And he's been abusing me for the last 3 minutes. And maybe he feels like this is kind of dangerous. And he starts looking at the plate. And I go, you keep looking at the plate, go ahead and remove it if you feel like it. Okay? Because I'm not going to reach for it and give him an excuse to shoot me. So, he was reaching for a weapon. So you keep looking at the plate, why don't you remove it if it makes you uncomfortable? Or whatever. Go ahead and remove it if you want to.
Ja.
And then that's the sound of him taking the plate and removing it. So I guess that's what he wanted to do.
Ja, så var det här.
And I'm like, yeah, that's what's going on. It's like I just make that sure it's still on. I go for John. Okay. Like because if in the future at that situation, right? M-A-N. I say.
Nej, det tycker jag inte. Ja. Flertal tillfällen.
This is harassment, okay? This is harassment. Call a spade a fucking spade. This is harassment. All numerous, okay? Like corrupt.
Det var beteende som...
And I said, if cop.
Det var jag...
So you're on this... I have a lot of partners on that.
Allt jag var med.
And I said, they film everywhere, I said. Not ordering information on me. I said, it's called phishing.
Känner du att det är något?
Nej.
I said, well, it's monetized.
Det är vissa saker. Det är om du svär igen. Ja, det är engelska människor.
You should mind. Yeah, so I'd like to find the regional. I like to find the regional. But he's Tobias and he was... what's his name? Stationsbefäl or överbefäl. He was some kind of befäl, which means not a regular beat cop. It's got to be a bit higher in the chain of command than average cop. Like either like what I don't know, command or this or that. But um, yeah, I've had a lot of situations with cops where I feel harassed, and I think the record shows that it looks like you could anybody, same person, could understand why you feel harassed. If you have these many interactions and the cops act like this, and I'm not breaking the law. See, I'm using my legal rights to walk outside while live streaming, and the cops show up and make me feel harassed. Okay, and the behavior looks like you could see why someone would feel harassed if they have these many times the other public cops show up and give them heat for what? Not breaking the law, but for doing legal stuff like live streaming in public. Okay. Now, the last part we're going to look at after the night I got apprehended by like SWAT team and put in a psych ward. Now it wasn't like the most exciting SWAT team, like they beat down the door, there's guns and they were whatever, somersaults and slow motion and then explosions going off like a whole movie. This is a bit, it was pretty uneventful, but let's play that while we're on this topic. Police apprehension. Okay, so this is I downloaded from Rumble.
Today is 2025-01-11.
So this is the night, and this is so the setup here was the LSS caregiving staff that had been abusing me in my home criminally for the persecution point called gang stalking. They do doggo tactics because I started talking about what they've been doing to me for this program. Like I'm upset because they've been talking my own home, okay, across the nights. And I started reacting, being mad, angry because they worked to drive me angry, to abuse me. And I got mad. And said, oh, this guy's paranoid and crazy. They call the cops. And it's like, yeah, so I got put in a psych ward, okay. I got apprehended. Why? Because the caregiver staff was doing dog on me. Because they've been abusing my own home, and I started talking about it. And it now becomes dog. We need to paint Okay, finally. So basically my point is, here's another guy put in a psych ward, okay? And here's what was leading up to it. And it's me, okay, so I was live on Rumble. And I'm kind of ranting and raving. And this type of stream, same energy. If I make a YouTube stream, they have people in the chat saying, "You're on coke, stop doing meth, Mike. I can tell you're on cocaine. Do you take, how much cocaine do you take?" See? And first order of business going to the psych ward, I pissed in a cup and there's no signs of drugs in my system. But the same type of people be like, if I live stream like this, we're Mike, you're on coke. The gang stalker probably send people into discredit. This guy's on coke, stop doing meth and coke. You're paranoid, crackhead, things like this. And this is what it looks like to be the real deal, not to be Alex Jones, a fake truther, who's faking being taught by the deep state, who gets paid money, has a comfortable life. This is what it looks like being really a truther, a Christian warrior, being ridiculed, laughed, not being interviewed on major podcast platforms, but being shadow banned and hidden, being taken to a psych ward, abused by the cops, harassed daily. That's what it looks like. It's not to really be taught about it. Probably. That's what it looks like to be a real anti-establishment figure who's taught by the deep state. Okay. So other public people. So I had a live stream on Instagram, like an alt angle, that I put over there filming the front door from the inside. And I put it right there, like Instagram live stream. Now that got deleted later on. That's it. Okay, I think I might have deleted it. They got deleted one way or another. So I went live on Instagram on my phone there. Put on. So basically, okay. So basically, here they have the SWAT team outside. That just like they're here to tell me, but whatever. That here's me handing myself in. Over. Okay. So it was not. Here's the SWAT team. Okay. So they did after I had myself over. They go in and look around. Now he turns off the stream. So I don't know what to do after. That guy looked like he might have had an AR there in a single point sling or some kind of sling. So it's a little bit low quality footage. But it's like they weren't, I call it soft kind of, where just to kind of walk around shaking, like looking around a little bit. They're not like hard clear, like, as opposed to hard, where it's like they really, there's a difference. Like if they're doing SWAT work, clearing a house, it's like a school shooting. It's gotta be different. You should just like look around, checking. Okay, so whatever. So it's they're just checking the rooms, which is a form of clearing it. Only they're not throwing flashbangs and having the guns at the ready. They kind of look around a little bit. So yeah, these are some of the police interactions I've had as a tall individual the last 6 years or so. And it's not all the interactions and it's not all the videos, but it's some of them. Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna finish up now. And the truth is that I'm a target of a secret persecution program that's called Gangstalkathon Videos, which is state persecution. It has Swedish government involvement. And I've been targeted for more than a decade. And since I'm a Christian being targeted, that means that I'm a persecuted Christian, targeted with state persecution. And I've seen several Christian ministries and pastors participate in the target, do the Bible Church, Raffin Gold, and others. So, being the real is not easy, but the fakes. It's like, yeah, I'm Raffin Gold, I'm out here being a Christian. It's like really being a Christian, resisting tyranny, not bowing the knee to Baal, standing up for God-given freedoms, and resisting evil. It's like that for being the real deal, not the fake deal, Alex Jones and the Tate or a sellout pastor. Being the real deal is not easy. It's fraught with peril. It's dangerous, and they want to control your perception, make you feel like I deserve what's happening, or it's my own fault, or it's like it's not as bad as it is. It's like they constantly work to control people's perception, but the truth is the truth, and I'm gonna keep speaking the truth. And the Swedish state have done me much harm. Now, the SWAT team, they come to arrest the people in the neighborhood that have been criminally abusing me for the persecution program. They come to take me away in cuffs for reacting to the abuse. So that's the Swedish state for you. And the doctor asked me to sign the papers and this to get 50 on 50. Nothing I said indicates I'm crazy. She asked me how you doing. Well, I'm stressed. Okay, so I'm cuffed in the cops on this. Like, obviously, it's like, yeah, it's been a stressful day or something like this. I said something like that. And she was like, I'm a Christian, a child of God, I tell her. Okay. So maybe that's why she put me in the psych of the Swedish government. See? Because I told her I'm a Christian. It's like he says he's a Christian. So apparently, maybe that's part of what made her sign the papers then. To put me in the that says I'm a Christian, a child of God, see? And put him in the cycle sounds crazy to me. So that's kind of clear state persecution against a Christian. What happened before she goes, yeah, he needs to go to the cycle. I said, I'm nothing that actually indicates I'm crazy. Nothing about anything. It's just how you doing? Well, it's been a stressful day today. Okay. And at some point I go, I'm a Christian, a child of God. So there's nothing I said that indicates I'm crazy. It's interesting to know how can she justify me needing to be put in a psych ward based off of this short interview talk to her. What did I say that justifies putting me in a psych ward? Was that I say I'm a Christian, a child of God, was the Bible teaches that if you're a Christian, child of God. I'm a Christian, child of God. So it's like, that's who you do this to. So I'm like, no, for the record, it's like, I'm a Christian child of God. They might take me to the psych ward and take me out of there, but it's like, I'm a Christian child of God. Get that said. Does that mean I'm crazy? I'm gonna finish up. This is not over yet. This is not over. I'm a real video, which is rare. There's no other Tia like me online. There's nobody else teaching the truth, resisting like I am. Most online Tias are fakes, remember that.